everybody, police departments, hospitals, tow companies, dispatch company, everybody I could from Norcross to here. I've driven around. I drove out there and back. I've gone to the GBI. I've done everything I can.
What are living his own?
Welcome to the Dr. Dare Show. My name is Dr. Frederick Dare. I am a therapist here in Atlanta, Georgia, and welcome to my channel. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes, you subscribe. Like this video, share it, and click the little bell at the bottom of the screen so that you will get updates of when I upload new content. We usually cover hot topics or mental health issues. Today is no different. Today, we are still in the month of May, and it is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we are covering the topic of depression. But as we usually do on the show, we focus on a topic that is hot right now. And so, our question is, where is Xavien Weatherly? Where is Xavien Weatherly? So let me give you a little background of the story. So it seems on Thursday, Xavien was at, Xavien and the family was at the uncle's house, and Xavien was supposed to drive back home from Norcross to Newnan. But on Thursday, I think that was the last time he was spoken to by his mom, and nobody has heard from him since, and it's Saturday. And so it made me think, the mom mentioned that Xavien had been suffering from depression, and this poor family, and I'm praying that he will come home, or if he's listening to this video or the show, you know, depression is very, very hard. And so she's thinking it sounds like he had depression, but this family had just had a fire, I think maybe 3 weeks ago, and they lost their home, and they've been staying in a hotel. And the mother believes that was her speaking as the show started. As you can see, she's wanting her son back. But they had a fire 3 weeks ago, and I guess lost the house, and now they were staying at a hotel, and she believes that triggered her son to go in deeper depression. And so I wanted to focus on depression. Xavien, if you're out there and you're listening to me, give me a call. I'm a mental health therapist. Your family is worried about you. There is a picture of him if you've seen him. His license plate is CAN, C as in cat, A as in apple, N as in Nancy, 1934. He was driving a 2015 Kia Optima, Georgia license plate, CAN, 1934. Yeah, and if you have any information, contact the Newnan Police station, 770-254-2355. So, wanted to talk about depression a little. Depression, I am a therapist, and what we learned in grad school is that we all humans have a little bit of every kind of mental health issue. The problem is when it impacts your functioning, that is when it becomes problematic, and you probably need to seek out a professional. And so what I wanted to do is just give a little background of what depression looks like. So depression is the persistent feeling of sadness or lost interest that characterizes major depression, can lead to a range of behavior and physical symptoms. These may include changes in sleep, appetite, energy level, concentration, daily behavior, or self-esteem. Depression can also be associated with thoughts of suicide. And so the mood can be anxiety, general discontent and guilt, hopelessness, loss of interest, pleasure in activities, mood swings, or sadness. And I think a lot of people, when I see clients, they think depression is like when someone is actually just sitting there crying all the time, moping all the time. But no, it could be, they could look normal, but they've lost interest in wanting to do the things that they want to do. They can't really focus. I always use the term blah with my clients. Does everything just seem blah? And anything can trigger this, like trauma, like past trauma. If it's not processed, like for instance, this family, Xavien's family had a house fire. I'm sure that's devastating. That's a trauma, you know, You got to process that, talk about it, how are you feeling about it, whatever, before you can kind of move on. And so some of the symptoms of depression or things that can cause depression can be medication, conflict, death or loss, of course we know that, gender issues, family issues, you know, it could be anything. And like, again, I don't want you to think that depression just looks like someone just crying all the time and walking around. It could be someone that just has low energy, low affect, just feels like nothing is right. They can't seem to find, like, you know, any enjoyment in life, any enjoyment in the things that they used to do, like hobbies. Like if someone liked music, they have no interest in it anymore and can't explain why. And what I've seen in my therapy sessions is when clients come in and I try to give them, like, hey, try this self-care exercise, try exercising, and they usually are resistant to that. Or say, for instance, if the kid's at home and you're like, oh, why are you not doing playing with your toy plane or you know, playing your guitar like you used to, and they're like, I have no interest. That's depression, probably. But you don't want to self-diagnose. You want to always seek a professional to get that diagnosis. I just wanted to give like a general background and wanted to clear up the fact that depression just doesn't look like somebody sad and crying all the time, because I think that's the misconception of what depression is. You know, you could be depressed. Some people can be depressed and not even know that they're depressed until someone calls it out. And that's why I think it's very good to see a therapist. But let's get Xavien home to his family. If you listen, Xavien, please, 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 please contact your family. You know, no one's going to think bad of you or anything like that. We just want you home. Like I said, I'm a therapist. If you want to reach out to me, email me. My email information is in the contacts or found on this YouTube video. And yeah, it's okay. Depression is hard. There's a lot of things that trigger depression right now. The pandemic is number one that I've been seeing in a lot of kids. Adjusting to going to school online has been a big trigger for kids. Just anything that a sudden change, like, can create the loss of something. It doesn't have to be a death. It could be a loss of a house or something like that. So keep that in mind. Pay attention to your kids' parents. Pay attention to their behavior. If there's a big behavior change, it feels like they're not themselves. They seem like they are moping around. They're not really doing anything. They're staying in their room. Yeah, check on them. Get them some help. And, you know, let them talk it out. Even though you may think, oh, it's just depression is sad. No, depression is a lot more than that. So anyway, thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to my video. Check out some of my other videos. Thank you and have a good day.